So I've been really loving my time with Elden Ring Nightreign, and I wanted to take some time to get some initial thoughts and ideas out there. I really like the game and the experience, even with randoms and with the solo games, but I can see the problems the community is talking about, and I think it comes down to one question. Does FromSoft want to make money from this great game by working with it and the community's suggestions, which would attract continued sales in the months and potentially years to come? After all, we all love ourselves some Darksouls, and why not have a game that lets us experience the magic of Darksouls with strangers around the world? But first, I want to think about, is it even a good game? Is it even a Dark Souls game? Should you play it? And should they update it and continue to refine the mechanics, gameplay loops, and content? Let's find out. In my opinion, Nightreign is really fun. I've always loved the heavy and brutal feeling of playing a Dark Souls game, and though I loved experiencing co-op and invasions in Elden Ring, I always hungered for a more seamless co-op experience. And yes, I enjoyed the seamless co-op mod for the base game, but I wanted some Dark Souls built with multiplayer in mind, something that could be global, something where I could have Dark Souls shenanigans with both friends and strangers. Why do I want this? Well, because Dark Souls is more than just a game for me. Dark Souls, like Shrek, is life. Dark Souls is love. I remember it was late 2016 and I was struggling with many personal, financial and psychological issues. And so I decided to finally try the first Dark Souls game, but admittedly, I was scared. I'd heard so much about it and a big part of me didn't want another game to waste time on. I didn't want to be sucked in. I had big problems to face. But for some reason, I couldn't escape the curiosity, and so I decided to try it randomly one Friday afternoon after some especially heavy few weeks. I remember loading into the Firelink Shrine for the first time and being absolutely terrified by the sheer heaviness of my foreboding. When would the pain start? And would it really be as bad as I'd heard? And as the music played softly and I timidly walked around the first few areas, up and down, as you know, I began to fall in love with the sheer intensity of the game's devotion to creating a consistently fucked up experience. Keyword being consistent, because sure, you'll get pushed and tricked and trapped and stabbed, but you can do better next time. You can grow, you can improve, you can overcome. And thus my love for Dark Souls was kindled. Dark Souls slapped me in my metaphorical balls again and again and again, and I loved it. I needed it. I wanted more. I began to look at some wikis and discovered that there were so many items that could help me along the way, so many beautiful and mysterious locations with secrets and treasures and shortcuts and quirky characters to find. I was terrified of the Black Knights, entranced by Sen's fortress, and absolutely fucking confused by the creepy-ass way that these NPCs around the world talked. It felt so hostile, so traitorous, but in that consistent challenge came a feeling of trust for concrete expectations. It felt like regardless of the challenge, if I put my mind to the task, I would be able to persist past those fucking 3 gargoyle motherfuckers without a summon and claim my birthright as a struggler of will against walls. I could do anything. I could grow, overcome, integrate, transcend. Nothing could stop me. And as I reflected, I realized I was growing. Dark Souls was making me stronger in the real world, in my life, in my mind. My resilience and determination was being forged through these repeated challenges and puzzles. Dark Souls was helping me to face the very real demons in my life, and it did this in a beautiful, silent, isolated way. It was lonely, but there was hope among the deception. And this is really nice, of course, but now it's 2025, and there's crazy fucking billionaires everywhere. So I think we all need a little more Dark Souls in our lives. I think we all need these lessons in patience and ego balancing. And I have a dream for what we should expect from Dark Souls games. A dream of global access and abundance. In short, I've always wanted a Dark Souls, Fortnite or Overwatch style multiplayer game, and I've known it for many years now. And I know that many in the community are cautious of this. I think there's a lot wrong with current live service gaming models, the constant corporate craving of profits at the expense of gamers worldwide. Ick, ugh, disgusting, ugh. But despite this predatory culture, seems like all in-game content for Nightreign will be earned with their in-game currency, so that's already great in my books. And this point makes me wonder, is it possible to have a game with the global accessibility of something like Fortnite, also with the depth and replayability as well as feeling of community, but with something that already has a deep culture and community, like our beloved Dark Souls? Is it possible to learn from the successes of popular models to bring our global Dark Souls community together? Should we even do this? I don't know, I'm just some random NPC trying to survive another day in the Nightreign, you know? But something else that I really love about a game like Fortnite is how global and inclusive it feels. Any gamer around the world with an internet connection can interact with each other and build communities and connections. And what game would I love to have that experience in more than a Dark Souls game? And sure, for the purists, I understand that they want something different, but they can always go back to the old games and the mods. But not me. I don't want to go back to the lonely days. I want the future with connection and competition. And I think the future is in allowing gamers everywhere to come together to test our mettle and willpower in strange and often daunting ways. Get in game, kill ads to get to level 2 or 3, then chase bigger bosses and better weapons including more flash charges, and not dying and not wasting time and not being shit or less than 2 people. LOL. Try to get to around level 6 for the day 1 boss, then around level 10 for the day 2 boss, and then good luck against the Night Lord because fuck me mate, oh my god!
Oh god, please no! 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 No!
Are the graphics good? Not really. Basically Elden Ring, maybe a bit worse, but I don't give a fuck. I'm not here for the shiny graphics. I'm here to shred noobs and bullies. And I know that sounds like a PvP thing, but I don't want to talk about that yet. I don't know, graphics are fine, but that's really not what's important to me. The only thing I can say here is that I want graphics to look good, but also be optimized for global communities, obviously. The gameplay is amazing, I think. I love how fast it is, I love the vertical nature of the fast traversal, I love that we can climb, and I always love a double jump, but hey, that's just me. There's so many great weapons from the base game, and to be honest it feels really, really nice when you find a great weapon with a great Ash of War or passive. And then different weapons will have slightly improved movesets depending on which character you're using, which is amazing. And there's a lot of other subtle differences if you care to look and learn. But the thing that really gets me is that each different character has different perks, different speeds of attacks, different rolls and evasive distances, and the list goes on and on and on. I really love what they did with adding so much difference between the classes, and I hope we continue to get more because this has been really nice. And what other classic Dark Souls characters can we bring back? Patches? Blythe? Jarman? Jarman? The music, of course, is amazing. It's FromSoft. I love it. It feels great. I don't know what else to say. I love the sound in these games. Difficulty is harsh for sure, but it really kicks your ass and makes you improve. And isn't that what we're all here for? Because we get our butts kicked by life, and so we come here to cathartically beat our heads against a wall in a generally consistently punishing systems that we can outwit and outmaneuver and eventually go on to master and create global movements of community and assistance and head against the wall bashing persistence min-maxing shenanigans? Isn't that fucking brilliant? Now we get to do this with friends or random strangers across the internet? What the fuck, am I in heaven? No, I'm not. I'm on Earth and fascism is rising everywhere.
Take over, Elijah, take over.
So we'd best beat our heads against worthy walls and struggle in ways that make sense based on reason and empirical observation, etc. In other words, human brilliance and progress based on democratically elected ideas. In short, community feedback and collaboration, which is everything that makes the world wonderful, in my opinion. Just saying, if FromSoft wants to listen to the community to refine this method, that would probably be cool, I guess. I would love to see a 2-player team mode added ASAP. I want invasions, I want PvP modes where we can have up to 5 teams of 3 that can load into the same map. And I know Duskbloods will be like this, but fuck the exclusivity of the Switch 2 and that price increase, yeah? I want modes where players can jump in together and feel a sense of community. I've heard the story about Miyazaki being saved by strangers from a snowstorm, and I understand his fascination with strangers and isolated interactions. But this is 2025 and I'm a pro gamer, man. I mean, come on. I want to chill with my buddies and with randoms. I want to feel like I'm part of a global gaming movement that values competition and camaraderie. I want to feel the wind flow through my hair as I glide across a map with my spirit hawk all dripped out with my buddies so I can shred noobs and be shredded in turn, thus becoming the noob. I want shenanigans, and most importantly, I want human connection in this ever increasingly disconnected and dehumanized world. Is this not what drives us strugglers? To find meaning in our own actions in relation to others? My logical conclusion of this idea is that the purpose of Darksouls is to bring us together, not to keep us isolated. But fuck me, right? Miyazaki gonna do whatever the fuck he wants. But we are gamers, we have power, we can unite, Bandai!
Okay.
The PvP in these games is so goddamn important, so I really do think there should be invasion modes in Nightreign. There should be as many Dark Souls shenanigans as possible in these games. Do you fucking hear me, man? Come on, this could be so fucking amazing. Just give us the modes for Merc shenanigans, Miyazaki, please, I'm fucking begging you, bro, please. Plus, maybe also add the dope mechanic from Lords of the Fallen where you can swap from one-handing to two-handing your weapon mid-combo. Also make it so that light and heavy combo chains can flow into each other. Like, fuck, come on, man, what am I even saying, FromSoft? Please, just do it. Do it! So what else do we want? Options for allowing communication? Maybe a sorry? Maybe a let's go? Maybe a help? 4 basic commands? Maybe optional voice chat, with the option to mute specific players? I don't know. I just like shaking my weapon personally, but I must admit I'm a bit lost now that we can't teabag. Is there a way to have the crouch mechanic return? I don't know. I understand if people want to maintain a pure Dark Souls experience, whatever that even means to us anymore. But I think there's also a lot of room to add options for quality of life improvements. I don't know what that should be, but I hope we as a community can have the maturity to take control of our ideas and make them known to the devs. After all, isn't this what we're doing here, strugglers? Taking control of our existence so that we may claim our humanity, claim our place amongst the titans of the world, and bring about the kind of experiences that we want? I don't see why we can't create global gaming communities based on the values we seem to share. I don't see why we can't look at the most popular online multiplayer modes and systems and try and learn from them to create the most insane Dark Souls shenanigans digitally possible. And I don't want it to be some niche mod on some shady website. No hate against the modders, you're incredible and we need so many more like you. My point here is just that I want it to be accessible. I want little Fortnite noobs to jump into a great Dark Souls experience and have their lives changed by this fantastic way of life that we all appreciate. I want that for me, I want that for you, I want that for Dark Souls. So please vote number 1 John Nightreign to be your president in 2028. Yeah! I don't know, covenants and some decent lobby system for 3v3s, and obviously it would need to be far better than the half-baked, piss-poor attempt that was the arena in the base game. Another thing could obviously be a circle timer. I don't know if we need it down to the second, but even a small numbered icon indicating minutes, or just anything to roughly judge time would be mega helpful, I think. I'm sorry to overwhelm you all with so many ideas. I just see so much potential in gaming, and I want to bring us all closer together as we struggle through this crazy world of liars, deceivers, and grifters. Like seriously, I want Dark Souls in the fucking esports ASAP. Do you fucking hear me? We are power gamers, unite! Please, do it for the Dark Souls shenanigans, please. We can do whatever we want. Anything is possible if we believe in the power of Dark Souls. So let's check in with those questions again. Is it even a good game? Yes, obviously. Is it even a Dark Souls game? Sure, just without the fall damage and with a battle royale spin plus barely any health. Should you play it? Definitely. I don't know yet if it's worth $40, but I think it's worth trying, and hopefully we're gonna get our money's worth with updates and innovations that drive engagement and community. And should they update it and continue to refine the mechanics, gameplay loops, and content? Well, fucking obviously, we paid for it, and this seems like it could grow into a really great game. So it comes back to that question. Do they want to make money? Do we want to bully them into giving us the game that we want? These are questions that only you can answer, fellow gamer. But I know the answer for me is yes. Now fucking add PvP invasions and different maps in FromSoft. Do it now! Do it now! This has been another Dark Souls product brought to you by the insanity of existence.